Hey there, so today we will talk about generic methods. For doing so, let us add in a class real quick. The package would be org.studyeasy, the name of the class would be app, and this will also contain the main method. So this is pretty usual stuff. Now we would be adding a yet another class by the name of data, and in here we won't be making use of t-type. Now inside this normal class, without a generic notation, we would be adding a method by the name of print list data, and this will handle a list, and inside the parameter we would be adding list, and this will receive an element. So we will add an e-type, and the name of the list would be list, and we will make use of the package java.util for list, and we will make use of e-type for method. Now we can also make use of e-type directly in class level. Let me show you how. This is how we can use it, but for sake of simplicity, let us make use of e-type directly to method. Alright, so let me make some changes. So this looks good, and inside this method we will be making use of a for each loop. Type is element, e-type definitely. The temporary variable name would be element, and we will iterate over list. So this is good, and we will simply print out the variable element. Alright, so this is a generic method based on type element. So this is generic type, and how we can handle different type of data is something which we will again see. Let me also add in a yet another method, and this method will handle array. So we will give the name as print array data, and inside the parameter we will add in a array. So it would be like e-type pair of bracket, and the name of the variable would be, for example, array data. So this is a good name. Then moving forward, let us add in a for each loop, e element, similar to the previous example, and the name would be array data, which we receive as a parameter, and then definitely we will print the information in every iteration. And here is our both methods. So these are generic methods, right? So this is good. And inside the main method, let's code the main method. Let's get rid of the auto-generated stub, and let's create a list. Now this list would be list of integers maybe, right? And the name of the list could be list, and let's initialize this using array list. Alright, so this is good. And then alright, so there is a typo. Let's fix that. So using this list object, let's add couple of entries. These would be usual entries for demonstration purposes. Let's add one, and let me copy this line of code and paste this couple of times. Let me update the numbers to 2, 3, and 4. And now let's create an object of data class. Data equals new data dot print list data, and we will pass in list. Let me execute the program. Here is the output, which is perfect, right? So this is a generic method, and we can pass any type of list. Now moving forward, we would be adding a list2, and this list2 would be based on maybe string, right? So we can add list of any type. There is no restriction on it, and let's print this. We would be adding first of all couple of entries to this list2. Give me a couple of minutes. Let me add couple of entries in here. And for sake of simplicity, let's add the string as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we go. And using the object data, let me print list data method. And when we pass in list2, here is the output. So how easily we are able to print list of any type. This is the advantage of generic method. Alright, so let me add in a string array real quick. The name of this string array would be string array. And let me initialize this with couple of strings in fact, and these strings could be, for example, 1, 2, 3. For sake of simplicity, let me add in these 3 elements in the array. So here is our array. Now moving forward, we would be calling in the method, but before that, let me comment out the previous code in order to reduce confusion. Let me now create an object of data type. So I will type in data equals new data. And using the object data, let us call in print array data method, and we will pass in a string array to this method. Let me real quick fix the change string array So now we are passing in the correct information, and here is the output, which is perfect. Now moving forward, let us do one more thing. Let me add in a integer array. Maybe integer array equals, let me add in couple of elements in here, and these elements would be like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. All right, so this is cool. And now let us again call in the method print array data. Oops. All right, so by mistake I have like called in a wrong method. Let me get rid of this. Give me 1 minute. We need to call in the method print array data, and now we will pass in integer array. Right, so this looks good. Now if I execute, here is the output, which is good, right? So this is how we can make use of generic methods. All right, so now let me further modify a couple of things in order to give you a better output. All right, so now we will be uncommenting the previous codes as well, and let me add in couple of messages in here in order to give you a better display for the output. And the output would be, for example, printing integer list. Let me copy this line of code, let me paste it, and I will modify this to printing string list. Then let me paste it once again, and in here we will type in printing string array, and let me do the same for integer array as well. Alright, so this should give us a decent output for the program. Let me execute the program. Here is the output. The output isn't great enough. Let me add in couple of separators real quick. Alright, so here are the separators. First separator added. Let me copy this line of code. Let me add in the second separator, the third separator, and the fourth separator. Alright, so now it would be more readable, I suppose. Here we go. So it's slightly more readable than before, just good. Now let me also give you yet another example. Let me add in a double array. So we can definitely pass in any type of information to these methods, and these methods are capable of displaying these information. So real quick, let me add in a double type of array and show you that in fact it will also work with double array. Alright, so the contents are 2.0, 5.0, 4.6 in fact, and then 8.5. And then definitely we will be printing out the information using print array data method. Let me pass in double array. Alright, so this looks good to me. And let me also paste in the message printing double array. Alright, so here is our output, which isn't the most beautiful output in the world, but a good program, a good explanation, which at least give you the understanding that how the generic methods will work. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.